Okay, you guys ready? Hi, welcome back to this fucking shit. I'm not gonna play that weird ass music in the background. I guess I could. It would probably be pretty funny actually if I did, but no. No, I'm not gonna be about that life today. So I was already counting contempt today. My notes. Welcome everybody. Hi, I'm Chesh. If you're new here, I'm a goober. This is membership, so if you're a member, your name goes down here. This should be getting updated by the end of this week. So if you're a member in February, this will change. This is our goal. We're at 94% of the way to the goal. There should this is a costume goal. So next Friday, like the next Dumbfuck Friday, I will show up in a costume. There's also the spice goal, which I will fucking drop down. Spice. We put that down to 5. Hey, there we go. That is now started. And that is, we go into our spice rack, which is currently down here, so don't worry about that. I'll pull it up if we get to the goal. But that is, we pop some spice and we take a fucking shot. Alright. Let's go. Let's get into this. Welcome back to, Saving America by Saving the Family, a foundation for the next 250 years. I already forgot where the fuck we left off. This is the Heritage Foundation. This is the same people who wrote Project 2025. Do you guys remember where the fuck we were? I figure like as I scroll, I'll find it. I don't know. I should have looked. I was busy consuming the last bag of vanilla Earl Grey tea that I have. Very sad. Alright, they wanted to fix all of the problems by giving everybody $2,500 per child, because that's how much a child costs. Borg also, by the way, suggested I make a video about the pink tax, and I was thinking about that, and I've basically got the layout of the video figured. And then it'll just be a matter of recording it. I'm gonna explain, like... I'm gonna go from explaining, like... things that only women exclusively need. Or, I should say, things that people who have periods exclusively need. And then stuff that is heavily encouraged to be used by one gender or another. And then, so there's like a level of nuance. And then another level of nuance by being like, okay, well, here are two things that are both marketed towards men and women. And go for that. So if that seems like something you're interested in, let me know. But, so I'm working on that one. That's how I'm gonna kind of structure the, oh, here we go. We were past all of these. We speed read this shit. Blah, 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 numbers, 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 blah, blah, blah. We did not actually check these numbers if they were correct. We actually just kind of breezed past it and went, who cares? Here we go. It's all related how family structure affects family flourishing. I'm pretty sure that's where we were. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where we were. Alright, you guys ready? I'm not. I don't fucking want to read any more of this. We're not. Look at the sidebar. Look, it's right here. Look at how much more there is of this shit. It's so. Look, it goes all the way to the bottom. Fuck me, dude. Fuck. Ass. I'm sorry, did I just say Quebec? Oh, yeah. Okay. Alright. Yeah, sure. There we go. Okay. It's all related to how family structure affects family flourishing. Oh, yes, and of course we have our dog whistle ready. Our dog whistle, which is actually just duck sound. As put crisply by Melissa Kearney, in her groundbreaking book, The Two-Parent Privilege. Quote, I have studied U.S. poverty, inequality, and family structure for almost a quarter of a century. I approach these issues as a hard-headed, albeit soft-hearted, MIT-trained economist. Based on the overwhelming evidence at hand, I can say with the utmost confidence that the decline in marriage and the corresponding rise in the share of children being raised in one-parent homes has contributed to the economic insecurities of American families, as has widened the gap in opportunities and outcomes for children from different backgrounds, and today poses economic and social changes that we cannot afford to ignore, but may not be able to reverse. And that doesn't sound like the worst quote ever. I'm looking at the wrong chat. If I don't look at the right chat, I'm gonna get myself all backgrounded and confused. I don't want to get confuzzled, alright? I'm already confused enough. Josh45 said, to get one step closer to a shot, listening to this makes me want to take one, but alcohol, not spice. Yeah, I already drank a beer from earlier, so... 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, so that'd be 42... But we were 96% of the way there. Thank you very much. Okay. Decades of social science research confirm what most people intuitively know. Children raised in homes with their married biological parents do better on a host of outcomes than children raised in other family arrangements, particularly single-parent homes. Okay, yeah, but this is a dog whistle. It's not because there's only two parents, there's only one parent there. It's because the socioeconomic status of it changes if you have one parent versus two parents based on their total income. Duh. So when you take the quote and you quote mine it and then take the quote out of context and apply it to something that it doesn't apply to, I mean, I shouldn't say the quote. I haven't read the book, so maybe that is in context, but like, that's not the conclusion. Children need both parents. One of the most basic... You have any idea how many parents I had? It did not help at all. Children need both parents. One of the most basic benefits of stable married households is economic stability. Yes, it's all about money. One of the most in 2024, just 5% of children in married parent families were living below the poverty line, compared to 31% of children in families headed by a single mother and 14% of children in families headed by a single father. In 2024, the median income of married couples household was $128,000, which is not enough money. That's not guys, that's not enough money. That's a problem. Or more than twice as much as the median income of a female-headed household with no spouse present, which was $60,400, which is also not enough money. The median outcome for a male-headed household with no spouse present was $83,260. So don't tell me there isn't a gender wage gap. It's interesting that they're admitting that without admitting that. Funny thing that single women are in a worse off position than single men with children. Conversation for another day. Besides a greater risk of poverty, children raised outside an intact family are less likely to climb the economic ladder. Yes, because climbing the economic ladder right now is next to fucking impossible. They have poorer physical and mental health and are more likely to be abused. They are also more likely to engage in antisocial behaviors and are less likely to have stable marriages of their own. One study using a cohort of the National Longitudinal Survey of Youth from 1979, Maria Carlson found that children in single mother families had poorer behavioral outcomes than children in two-parent households. You gotta go to a survey from 1979? Why are you going to a survey from 1979? These outcomes held even when controlling for factors such as the mother's education. The mother's education in 1979? There wasn't any, like, why are you... Okay. Children living with their married birth parents... Oh my god. Children living with their married birth parents also earn better grades and are less likely to be suspended or expelled. In a 2009 study, using data from the 1997 National Longitude Survey of Youth, researchers Carolyn Hill, Harry Holzer, and Harry Shen found that children who grew up without both biological parents in the home were more likely to drop out of high school, to have a child outside of marriage, and to have been incarcerated. Adult children who grew up. Adults who, as children, grew up in a non intact family also reported lower levels of employment. These outcomes persisted even when the researchers controlled for household income. The harms of growing up without both biological parents were especially strong for non-Hispanic black men. Yeah, there couldn't be any other reasons. And also definitely couldn't be a matter of a factor of having they've just bunched together both biological parents and not having two parental figures, because I mean 2v1 should at least, you should outnumber your children. And if you're not outnumbering your children, you're gonna get yourself in trouble. At least that's what I've heard. Wendy, who's been a member for 49 months, says also parents having money does not equal safe and happy home life. Correct. But the neighborhood you grow up in might affect your behavior. Maybe. Just a little bit. Something. That one kid who was a swimmer, and they were like, let's not give him any time for raping that girl behind a dumpster, because what about his swimming career? He was from like a family with mungies. Prejudice is a thing? What? No. I like how they did point out that there was also a study in 2009, but for whatever reason, they still used the 1979 one. Choosing to prioritize parenting, research in the United States shows that parents view time spent caring for and teaching their children as a crucial investment for their future. Yeah, but that's a privilege for enough economic socio-status to be able to spend that time. Side note, by the way, you could also consider looking at a couple of studies from outside of the United States. You could do that. You could do that. That might be an idea. It might be a good idea, even, perhaps. Don't you know that correlation equals causation when it's convenient for their dogmatic political views? What? For example, highly educated parents tend to spend significantly more time engaged with their kids than do less educated parents. Yeah, but you already said that people who are less educated have less income. Therefore, less time and more stress. College-educated mothers spend around 4.5 more hours per week on childcare than mothers with only a high school degree to spend. This pattern holds even though more educated parents also work longer hours outside of the home. I noticed that you didn't put a citation for that part. Suggesting that they intentionally prioritize parenting duties out despite higher opportunity costs. Yeah, but you're trying to take education away from women. What it seems like you yeah, so free education for women? Free education for women? Is that where we're going here? I mean, neat, I guess. Step in the right direction. Notably, the positive relationship between parental education and income, in brackets, and time spent with children is robust for both mothers and fathers and across various types of child-focused activities. Oh, you mean it's not exclusive to somebody's gender? And that maybe spending time with your kids should be allotted to men equally as much as it is allotted to women in general? And so everybody should be able to spend time with their children, biological or otherwise? And maybe that the way that we have the system set up is actually set up in a way that the person who spends the most time with your children is actually a teacher? And that maybe we should consider our options and making some adjustments to that? Not to say that people should have less, right? Not to say that like the teachers should have less time with the kids. I simply mean that maybe we should be paying teachers more and be more like forward thinking about that. These results have been validated in a series of subsequent structural labor economic research, which all point to the overwhelming importance of the quantity and quality of time that parents spend with their children. Well, I mean, you didn't bring up quality before. You just said more equal better, and that's not necessarily the case. An abusive parent could spend plenty of time with their fucking kid. A person who spends more time with a child will get a closer bond. Maybe. Depends on what you're doing. Research in development psychology finds that warm, responsive, and cognitively stimulating parenting shows children's cognitive growth and emotional security. What? You mean educating and gentle parenting and not slapping your kids around seems to be the way to go in parenting? You know, I feel like that this is so, like, this document is so close to, like, it's so close, and then comes to, like, it's on the right track, and then just, like, skews off into oblivion. Daily parent-child activities like talking, reading, and interactive play help to build children's vocabulary, pre-literacy skills, and social-emotional understanding. In contrast, harsh or inattentive care can undermine trust and learning. You mean like telling little boys they don't get to cry? You mean like that? This is unbiblical parenting. Good? Probably. No real substitute for two engaged parents. Yeah, correct. Like, having two engaged parents is probably better than having one engaged parent. That's not really the question, though. Also, dog whistle for biological parent versus adoptive parent or step parent or co-parenting. A large U.S. longitudinal study concluded that parent and family characteristics are far stronger predictors of children's developmental outcomes than is any particular child care setting or program. Factors such as parents' education, family income, and stable two-parent home, and a rich home learning environment had much larger influences on child's language, cognitive, and social development through kindergarten than whether the child attended daycare or was cared for at home. In short, their results suggested that engaged parenting by both mothers and fathers provides children with stimulation, guidance, and emotional support for which it is hard to fully substitute. So I do want to point out here, this is also a dog whistle because two engaged parents does not define what gender those parents need to be. So we dog whistle that boy. We dog whistle for anti-LGBTQ assumptions and rhetoric. It's like the nonsense Tucker Carlson does when he will notice an issue and then come to the most incoherent conclusion about it. You mean non sequitur? Your facts are uncoordinated. Infants need parental care. When it comes to When it comes to infant care, a growing literature has the AI in this is strong. A growing literature has examined how outcomes differ between parental care and outsourced non-parental child care. Multiple studies find that parental employment in a child's first year of life is associated with a small but measurable decrease in subsequent cognitive test scores, whereas maternal work in the second or third year has more neutral or even slightly positive effects on development. Some have found that when mothers worked full-time during an infant's first year, their children scored modestly lower on later cognitive tests. By contrast, maternal work in the second year had no major downsides for the child in question, and in some cases correlated with gains in skills. This may be due to increased family income or higher quality care arrangements. Others have similarly reported that an additional 20 hours per week of maternal work in the first 3 years of a child's life could shift cognitive achievements percentile ranks down slightly by age 5 or 6. So you're telling me that both parents should get 3 years of parental leave after the kid is born. That's what you're telling me. This seems like the only conclusion. These findings all suggest that subtle, nurturing care by a parent in the very earliest months is especially beneficial for children's development. Parents provide one-on-one responsive interaction, forming secure attachments and tailoring stimulation to the infant. I mean, assuming that that parent is whatever. Which typical non-parent care settings may struggle to match for very young babies? Well, yeah, because you don't have enough people working the area. So hire more people working the area, make this a viable career, and you will solve that problem. If non-parental care is used in the first year, research emphasizes that ensuring high-quality child care can at least help to mitigate potential risks. High-quality care characterized by low child to caregiver ratios. See? Low child to caregiver ratios. You mean the same problem that you have with the number of teachers in school and having, like, less kids per teacher, or, like, more teachers per children is actually a better scenario? Oops. A safe and language-rich environment and sensitive trained caregivers has been linked to positive developmental outcomes that approach those seen with parental care. Wow. So did you just say that thing to then immediately undermine that thing so you can come to a completely random conclusion? Because I think that might be where we're going. However, the cost of childcare has grown in part because of the excessive regulations. Remember when I said you say one thing and another thing that lead to an obvious conclusion, and then instead of coming to that conclusion, you make up some random shit? If you want to make a point about the regulations, then give me information about the regulations. If you want to talk about the cost of childcare, then give me the fucking information about childcare. You're not like the costs. You're not giving me that information. You're talking about other shit and then bitching about something completely different. Baby needs care? What? Huh? Babies need to baby? I am convinced that the way I talk about babies is more accurate than anybody else out there, because babies are not done yet. And I feel like I'm the only person that acknowledges that. When a human pops out a baby, that baby is incomplete. It's not finished. It's not done yet. Every other mammal, their fucking baby pops out and that thing's functioning, basically on its own. It might not be all the way on its own. It might still, like, have to go drink milk or whatever. It might need some nudging along, but, like, it's basically done. Human babies? Ball of mush. It's not even fucking done. It's not done yet. It still needs, like, another, like, few months before it's, like, toddling around. How does one care for a goblin asking for a friend? Pay attention to it. Goblins are easy to accidentally neglect. So if you have a goblin in your life, you need to pay attention to what that goblin is doing and saying, because that goblin probably won't fucking... It's easy to neglect a goblin. Pay attention. That's how you care for your goblin. Alright, anyway, however, the cost of childcare has grown in part because of the excessive regulations affecting the provision of childcare, which affects the demand. What? I am not convinced this is a real sentence. Like, I'm not... The cost of childcare has grown in part because of the excessive regulations affecting the provisions of childcare, which affects the demand? Yeah, there's some marsupials that are like that too, you right. I'm not convinced this is a real sentence. Like, I don't think this is a complete... It just it contextually makes no sense. Check the footnote. Minimum quality regulations and demand for childcare labor. it seems like it's suggesting that having regulations around the health and safety of children means less people are able to do the job, and therefore it becomes more expensive to do the job, so less people want others to do the job because they can't afford it. That, I think, if it makes sense, then I think that's what it's saying. But that's kind of a bit, if it was still affordable, why would you not want to have quality regulations for your childcare? What? They're literally talking about how you need to have quality childcare in 3 of these paragraphs beforehand. Burn it. Burn it down. Burn it down. Kill it with fire. Could somebody just, like, get this website just taken down? Could this, like, can we get the furries on this? Can somebody call up, like, Furry HQ and be like, guys, I want to take out a hit on this website. So we need more unqualified people working in childcare. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh, bruh. I'm dying. Quality matters. Wait, the next paragraph down is titled Quality Matters. But they're complaining about the fucking regulations. Unbelievable. Family-friendly policies like parental leave can thus help to support early development by allowing parents to spend critical time with the infants or secure enriching care environments. Firms that offer such benefits will attract more productive workers. Oh, capitalism's gonna fix it for us, guys. Oh no. You know what? Somebody came in here saying Nick Fuentes for president 2028. Do it. I'm Canadian. You wanna have your country just completely fall apart? Do it. Go ahead. Go on. Good luck. Capitalism does not work without strict regulations. Correct. Hey, remember when this was produced after a bunch of people left Heritage? This is them running without their best and brightest. Is it? Markiplier 2028. I'd vote for Mark. I mean, I did vote for Mark. I vote for Mark Carney. I don't know if I would want to be the act that had... I don't know if I'd want to be the president that had to follow Donald. Because that would be a fucking... Fuentes would absolutely panic and invade Canada. Oh my god. Oh, I feel like he would just crash out, like, within minutes. Within minutes. He would just fucking Markiplier for prime minister. I don't think he can be prime minister. He does not have Canadian citizenship. Not that we would not allow him to get Canadian citizenship. If that was something he wanted, I'm sure it was something that he could get. Nick would mace one of his Secret Service for getting too close. Nick would fold under the pressure so fucking fast. Like, he would just immediately collapse. Quality matters. Nevertheless, the quality of childcare is critical. Expanding access to care without maintaining standards can be detrimental. Oh, really? One striking example from Quebec's universal childcare program. Hey, look at that. They actually looked at something that wasn't in the United States. They picked Quebec for some fucking reason, which is not a country. That is a singular province, admittedly a large province, but it's very interesting to me that you're trying to compare an entire country with a hold on. What's the current American population? What's the current population of the United States? The current population of the United States is world United States population 348 billion. Is that right? Is that billions? No, 148,382,139. There you go. The United States population. Boom. 300 million. And again, I would like to point out real quick, again, Elon Musk spent $44 billion on Twitter. 44 billion, right? And do you guys remember how many millions went into a billion? 1,000. So there's 44 of those. That is one product. Anyway. Oh, right, I was looking up the population of Quebec. What's the current population of Quebec? The current... It's not even comparable. Oh my god. It's not even comparable. Where's population size? Area... and population size. Give me population. There it is. Total population size. So here's the Wikipedia for Quebec. And the population size is 8 million. 8,501,840. So maybe making the comparison with quality with Quebec and its universal healthcare program, especially since you're jumping to the 90s, might not really be a very good comparison. I'm not convinced that this is necessarily a good way to go here, but alright. Anyway, one striking example comes from Quebec's Universal Childcare Program, which offered heavily subsidized $5 a day childcare in the late 1990s. This program led to worse behavioral and health outcomes for children on average than for children who stayed in parental care, presumably because the surge in daycare availability was not matched by improvements in quality. The affected children exhibited higher levels of anxiety, aggression, and illness in the short run, and even showed more teen delinquency in follow-up analysis. Non-parental care is not automatically benign. Its effects depend on the nurturing quality of the environment provided. No citation for that. Heavily subsidized, 5 Canadian dollars? Yeah, I don't know if this is supposed to be 5 Canadian dollars or this is after adjustment. They haven't really made that clear. The citation for the 90s is just the long-run impacts of the Universal Child Care Program, American Economic Journal. From 2000, and accessed on October 29th, 2025. From 2019. It doesn't have a citation for the rest of this, though. It only has the citation that Quebec did this thing. And how it worked and how it worked out, well, that's a different question. And also, fuck you. I just don't think it's a good idea to make this comparison in the way that they're doing it. If you want to do that, you have to use percentage, right? I was really excited. I was actually hoping they would actually show me some comparative data for a second. What was I thinking? Notably, excessive hours in non-parental childcare early on can have subtle socio-emotional downsides. Is that a word? Is socio-emotional a word? Hold on. I need to find out if this is a word or if they just fucking made that up. Economics rather than a child development journal? Wow. Yeah, go figure. Who'd have fucking thought, right? Is socio-emotional a word? Okay. Kind of. It's kind of a word. It's just it's just social emotional. They're just shorthanding it. Okay. Anything can be a word. That's why I always check. Wake me when they reference Buck a beer. Oh my god, don't get me started on that shit. Lies. Where was I? Alright, socio-emotional downsides relative to parental care, especially if the alternative to care is mediocre. Well, yeah, but you haven't compared it with anything that has the. You literally cherry picked a situation in Quebec where Quebec accidentally overflooded their daycares, supposedly. So, what if it did have the proper quality environment? Right? So, if it had the proper environment, then do you have this parental care issue at all? If it's also, affordable. If the quality is up to par and it's affordable. And what do you mean? Didn't they say earlier that there was like fucking something to do with the excessive regulations lowered the demand? Meanwhile, oh wait, when Quebec did it, the demand was so high that it fucked up the quality? And of course, we had to pull up this shit from the 90s and haven't actually looked at it recently to see if it was viable after they took some time to get it up to par. Like, God. Anyway. Whatever. The evidence we cite suggests the quality in the Quebec program is comparable to international norms, but likely worse quality than model programs such as Perry. I don't know what Perry is. Man, I'm watching this to take a break from the Epstein files. Oh, you fool. You poor soul. Quote, suggests that it had some positive impact for more disadvantaged children that are offset at the mean by negative impacts for more advantaged families. Yeah, that sounds about right. It sounds like they're just cherry picking bullshit. That's impossible because reasons. Oh, I see. Perry the platypus! Infants who spend long hours in daycare, particularly lower quality or unstable arrangements, had slightly less secure attachments to their mothers unless the mothers were highly sensitive caregivers to begin with. Stop undermining your own fucking argument every other goddamn. I feel like I'm reading like two different fucking people. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like there's somebody here trying to make a point, but somebody is just shouting random data at me. Like that, like it's incoherent. It's So in short, whilst there may be some negative effects, it can be signaled and corrected for early on. Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, yeah. Feline's got it. Feline's got it covered. It does. This whole document feels like I'm schizophrenic. Like, I feel like I'm reading something, and then the next paragraph is like a whole different person talking, and then another. I feel like I'm reading tweets. And nobody in the tweet thread is read the tweet above it. That's what the AI and the human editor are fighting, and the AI has more facts than the editor does. Oh my god. God damn it. According to NIH studies, by age 2, toddlers with a history of many hours in non-parental care exhibited more behavioral problems, such as aggression and disobedience, than did children rearing primarily at home. Where? When? How? Why? Fuck. Early Childhood Care Research Network, Early Childhood Care and Self-Control Compliance and Problem Behavior at 24 and 36 Months. Child Development, Volume 9, Number 4, from August of 1998. And then Child Care and Mother-Child Interaction in the First 3 Years of Life, Developmental Psychology, Volume 35, Number 6. Page fucking 1000 1,399 through page 1,413. I'm gonna cry. This is so painful, dude. You know what I need? I need a drink counter and I need like a buddy. I need a buddy and then like just do this once a week instead of like just trying to ram through it as fast as possible and turn this into like a Kent with Bent style thing. That's what send help. Do I really want to fucking start looking at all of these fucking citations? I kind of do. I'm kind of tempted to be an anti-Nick Fuentes. I'm kind of tempted to be like, no, I'm anti-fucking, I'm the Nega Heritage Foundation. We are the Mycelium Network. We actually fucking went through and fucking read all of these papers and found the actual data, so I could sit there like I'm fucking Dabber Dinosaur being like, you don't know dick shit about biology, blah blah blah. Look at this fucking skull, blah blah blah, something about knee bones, blah blah blah. Here's this animal that nobody's ever heard of. Also, take a drink. Because somebody sent me a message and it's Godzilla. I'm gonna copy Dapper is what I'm saying. I've got Dapper envy. Too tall to be Nick Fuentes. Do I need to go put on like a cheap faux suit? Negative associations between hours in care and sensitivity diminished over time for all children. Results were similar whether effects were examined for non-maternal care or non-parental care in which father was excluded from considerations of childcare experience. You don't know shit about fuck, Shesh. Shesh is a linguist. So it's back to that same problem. Like, this kind of thing has the same sort of problem as, like, listening to Kent Hovind when Kent Hovind jumps from biology to abiogenesis. Like, you need to be an expert in abiogenesis and biology if you want to, like, hit everything. But, like, at the same time, no, you fucking don't. You don't have to be educated to fucking dunk on Kent Hovind. He's a piece of shit. Ah. I might legit do this, but it's gonna take me a lot of work because I'm gonna have to actually go and like read through all of these studies and like memorize them enough that I can like rattle off like, well, actually this study and actually that study. But like early childhood care and development is a huge field. It's a huge field. I mean, it's always biology, but like, you know. Bald Chesh with tusks and abs would be peak. I'm working on the abs. I could probably get tusks. I was thinking about just shaving my whole head the other day because I was just annoyed. Yudge. I'm losing it. I can't get through this. I feel like I've just hit a fucking wall of bullshit, and I feel like I need to do like 7 years worth of work to be able to explain how much bullshit this is. Alright, where was I? Something about toddlers. In contrast, children who experience lower quantities of non-parental care, bracket, whose daycare hours were limited, end bracket, tended to have more harmonious mother-child interactions and fewer reported behavioral problems in toddlerhood. You mean if you pay attention to your kid at home, regardless of whether they're at daycare or not, and kind of regardless of the quality of the daycare, your kid will probably be fine? That seems like what it's saying. These behavioral differences were small in magnitude in the study, but they reinforce the idea that a parent's consistent loving care in the first years is hard to replace. Yeah, but it doesn't have nothing about anything you said had anything to do with whether or not they were biologically their mother or not. Completely just not even mentioned. Chesh just runs off, gets a PhD in childhood development to shit on heritage. Listen, that is not beyond me. That is not beyond something that I would fucking do. That is very. Hold on. Wait a second. I'm gonna look this up. Early childhood development courses. Hold on. It's at Conestoga. That's like not far from me. Let's go. What do you got? What do you got for me? 2-year diploma program. Prepare students for professional practice in the field. Hold on. There you go. 2-year diploma program prepares students for professional practice in the field of early learning and childcare. Through interactive classroom learning and work integrated learning experiences, students will develop skills that will enable them to work in collaboration with families, colleagues, and communities. It will allow me to shit on heritage. Building on a thorough understanding of child development and principles of responsive practice, students will work and partner with college-operated child development centers, kindergarten classrooms, licensed early age child care programs, and community agencies in order to integrate classroom theory and practice in meaningful and engaging ways. Oh, okay, then they have a Bachelor's of Early Learning program. Let's see what this is. Bachelor's of Early Learning program development is a 4-year paid co-op degree delivered at the honors level that will provide students with an applied understanding of developing early learning programs at the classroom and community levels. The program will prepare graduates for a number of progressive careers that support children, youth, families, and areas of pedagogy. Ooh, big word. Oh no, social programs. No! Social policy work. Whoa! Upon successful completion of the Human Service Foundation program with a minimum of 70% or higher in both levels of the program, 70% minimum of both blah and blah, and successful completion of math, students may apply to Conestoga's Bachelor of Community and Criminal Justice or Bachelor in Early Learning Program Development degree programs. How expensive is it? Estimated tuition. The tuition and fee details for the program starting in September of 2026 and later available in spring of 2026. Listed below are the tuition fees, details, and 2025 to 2026 academic year. For your selected intake, books and supplies may be additional. Tuition is $6,000. Man, international is 16,000. That's a 10 grand jump. Holy shit. I never buy books, by the way. These the extra fees? No. Nah. Hard pass. Another fun thing to watch Chesh try and do math. You guys want to go to school with me? You guys send me 10 grand, I'll go to school. You guys want me to do a GoFundMe? You want me to change this bar to fucking 10 grand? That's communism! Bro, I'd fucking do it. The only reason I don't go to college or go to school ever again is because I hate group projects. I hate people. Want me to do it? I'd do most of the classwork on stream, too. I fucking would. I know me. The schools would pay you to come to school to see you try to do math. Well, this is also a co-op program, so, like, you're supposed to be working through the program as well. So it's, like, an additional fucking... You know who else this would piss off? Like, to the nth degree? The company. Do you have any idea how angry the company would be if I had a degree in childcare? You would do the group project with me? Should we look to see if there's a free course as well? We could do the free course first. Okay, edx.org. Let's see if there is... There is. There's best start in life, early childhood development for sustainable development, and early childhood development global strategies. So there's 2 free courses we could do. Oh wait, see, view all results. Oh, hold on, there's a few. Check it out. There's early childhood development global, or developmental psychology. Oh, that's interesting. Best start in life, early childhood development. Death education for teachers and educators. Oh, that was probably interesting. Show 10. There's more. Autism and neurodivergency. Oh. Embracing the whole person in social work. Inspire 7 strategies for ending violence. What's the rest of this? What does the rest of this say? Ending violence against children. That's interesting. Science of parenting. What works in education? Evidence-based education. Death education for teachers and educators. And Super Age Japan. Exploring activity, health, and Super Age Japan. Waseda X. Health and place? Interesting. Whoa! Guys, I think I found our new... Fuck persuasive writing. I found a new hobby. Yeah, check this out. Something that's interesting. This one's Israel X. This one's Harvard. This one's SDG Academy. This one's Curtin University. This one's Alaska. This one's Columbia University one. This one's UC San Diego. I don't know what Inter-American Development Bank. I don't know what the fuck that is. This one's UAM. And this one is, you know, Japan. Four weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks, 3 months. 3 months! The psychology one. Oh, good thing that's the Israel one. We can skip that. University of Madrid is UAM. Oh, Madrid. Oh, yeah, it says Madrid right there. Ah, I'm just stupid. Don't worry about it. Are you going to take free course to learn about yourself and your audience? What? What? I don't want to learn about you guys. I'm just kidding. One of those a group project? All of these are group projects. All of these are a group project. We would do all of these together. We probably wouldn't do all of them. You know what we could do? Take the Waseda course. Oh, I definitely want to take the Waseda course. This one immediately caught my attention because it's interesting to see other cultures' ways of doing things. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. This is what we're going to do. Yeah. The neurodivergency. Oh, your joke about learning about myself and my audience is about the autism and neurodivergency. Oh, I see. I understand. That's actually a really good joke. I wish I got it the first time and wasn't fucking stupid. All right. Okay. All right. So here's the plan. All right. If we're gonna meme the shit out of this, okay. You guys want to meme the shit out of this? Clearly, we're on board to meme the shit out of this. This is what we're gonna do. After this reaches the full bar, right? I'm going to change the goal to 10 grand. Okay? Now, I'm going to set it to 10 grand. When it hits 10 grand, I will apply for college, and I will do college. In the meantime, I will do these courses as a way to promote the 10 grand. Sound good? Does that sound fair and or reasonable? Neurodivergency, lesson 1. Stop being weird and just be normal freak. No, this is supposed to be a lesson about neurodivergency, not a lesson for neurodivergent people. God. I will do my best to try and help you. Oh, thanks. If you want to help me right now, like and share and watch the contempt videos. Do that. Take half an hour out of your day and help me out. I'm kind of tempted to dump 10 grand. Do it, do it, do it, do it. It would just be funny to watch me going to college. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably like make short videos while I was in college, and I would stream like me doing the homework, of course, and shit. Nobody wants me to go. I wish I had 10K. Get fucked. You'll never see it. And then I would proceed to use all of the information, not to make society better, but just literally just to dunk on heritage. Yeah, it's 10K Canadian. Sorry, I should specify 10K Canadian. So if you're someplace where, so it's like, I don't know, 10 nickels, 10 nickels, a piece of lint, and a button. I could probably get, like, I'd probably, like, apply for subsidies and stuff to it as well, but, like, I feel like getting the 10 grand is a legit goal, right? So I would apply for, like, whatever. How? How what? You gonna buy a house in Canada for 10 grand? Oh, for moving, using 10K to move out of America? That would be to help pay for the lawyer. So you would just do the travel costs, which would be like, if you're driving, let's call it like 2 grand, and then like renting a place for a little bit, depending on where you are, can cost you not too much. So you can use like a chunk of change to get yourself into the country and survive in the country for a few months. And since you can survive in the country for 6 months without having to like apply for anything, you can then start applying for work and get yourself a lawyer. It's easier to find work if you're already here. Might get a scholarship for being a Goblin student. You have a good point. I like how I'm just went on this entire fucking tangent just because I don't want to read any more of this garbage. I want to be better at debunking this absolute fucking garbage. Because, like, it's trash, and I know it's trash, and you know it's trash. We all know it's trash, but none of us have, like, the fucking actual fucking bank of knowledge to be able to, like, pull up the studies. You would use the 6 months to work on your citizenship? I don't think so. I mean, it would go towards your citizenship, but you would need to work towards a green card. That would be your first thing. Work towards a working visa. Nobody should have to read AI slop. Somebody's got to read this shit. It's important. Unfortunately, this shit is just important. Unlucky. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. Before I jump into this, because this is the one that's 10 grand, but the early childhood development one is only like 5 grand. Oh, wow, sorry, no, I jumped that. I was looking at the 3. $1,348, and this one is a total of 25. So call it 3 grand. Laughs in German with my basically free university. Yeah, well, 3 grand is not that bad for like a 2-year program. That's about on par with Canada stuff. So we could have like, because you could do this 2-year one and then you would get to skip like 2 years of the bachelor, because that's how it works. Yeah, see. Successfully completing the Human Service Foundations program prior to applying for the Early Childhood Education Diploma program is an opportunity to obtain a year of personal growth and education that may contribute to success in career focused program. So you just like make a tweak. Oh wait, this is per term? What are you talking about? Oh, 1 term. Yeah, but that's because this one is only 1 term. Yeah. This is the short one. This is the fucking the 2 oh, this is the 2-year diploma. So it would be 4 terms? I think they have it divided into 4 terms. Device requirements? Fucking you. Let's see the details. Full-time program, tuition, admin fee, blah, 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 blah. Get fucking student card shit. Welcome kit. Optional. So some of this shit's optional, 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 optional. Ignore, 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 ignore. I don't fucking want it. Actually, you know what? The gym I've been to this. I went to this college. I went to this college when I did broadcasting. Why would they only put one term? The fuck are they talking about? Why would they do that? That's a dune. It's the city over. Ah, whatever. Let me double check this one. What did this one say? This is 2 terms. That can't be right. Oh, because the next year the fee changes. Oh, so it's 1 term per year. So they're only telling you the year. Okay, all right. Okay, hold on. Let me do that. Let me get a calculator out. So let's just pretend the tuition stays roughly the same, and we're going to call it 7. Oh, wait, it's 8. It's 8 and change. So let's call it, yeah, we're right. We're going to call it 10 grand. So let's call it 10 grand every year. So even if it goes up, it's still going to be 10 grand, and it's 4 years. So and that's for 2 terms. So yeah, so term 1, term 2. Yeah, okay. So 4 years would be 40 grand. That sounds about right for a degree. So that's how it would work. Caught up to answer the question, would kids do better with both parents? Yes, it would be great if we could all have trust funds too. Yeah, I know, right? It would be great if we all had trust funds, and it would be great if you had at least 2 parents, whether or not they were fucking your biological parents or not, especially if they were invested in you and cared about you as a person. I'm so glad we pivoted to this. Yeah, so now you guys have an idea of how much education costs in Canada. Congratulations. Particularly in Southern Ontario. Again, this is if you were to go to Conestoga. I mean, Conestoga is kind of down the road from me. So, there's that. School is expensive. Two parents fucking my biological parents, so 4 parents. Right? Germany is cheaper. You want me to travel? Is it cheaper for me to also travel to Germany and do it in Germany? And live in Germany while I do it? Oh yeah, it's super cheap compared to the United States. Our shit could be better, but it definitely could be worse. I would love to see, like, an advancement to, Again, this is ignoring what subsidies I'd be able to get, because I'd probably be able to return as, like, an adult student, and coming back as an adult student also makes it cheaper. If you're a certain age, they give you these courses for free, so you can just go and do them, and then just slowly check them off. So you wouldn't go and apply for, like, the full-time program, but you would be able to go and apply and do every single course in the program and end up with a degree. If you're old enough. Only if I had an EU citizenship. Oh, I don't have an EU citizenship, so no, it's not cheaper. Living with me and sleeping in my bed is cheaper. I don't know, right? I pay €360 for 1 term, half a year, including a countrywide bus train ticket worth $300. That's pretty good. I'm jealous. I wish we had better trains. We have trains. Our trains have been expanding. They're definitely, like, that's good, but it's not the best. All right, I'm going to make no promises about this, but we'll look at some of these courses. How about that? How about that for now? Because everyone is poor in this fucking economy. How long have we been live for? Get me out. All right, I'm going to take a quick break, and then I'll be right back. Because we've been live for an hour, and I gotta stretch or something. I'm losing my mind over here already. Okay, I'll be back. This music is so cursed, dude. Absolute cursed nonsense. Alright, hi, I'm back. I went and got some water. Instant Chesh classic. Yeah. I mean, the song is called The Fun House for a reason. Alright. We can start with a, if we actually want to do this, we can start with the smaller goal. You can start with a smaller goal and aim for like 5 grand instead of 10 grand and then go from there. I would probably just take the bus. This college is like down the road. It's not that far from me. It's like on the other side of town in another town. It's not that far. It's the where is this? It's the Dune campus in Kitchener, which is not far. That's not far from me. I wouldn't need to move. Not even a little bit. There's a $71 athletic fee. Legal care fee, capital development fee. There's also like a lot of student loan stuff that covers a lot of this for you if you're a student that you just pay back more slowly over time. Anyway, enough about that. Back to this. According to NIH studies, by age 2, toddlers with a history of many hours in non-parental care exhibited more behavioral problems such as aggression and disobedience than did children reared primarily at home. In contrast, children who experienced lower qualities of non-parental care or whose daycare hours were limited tended to have more harmonious mother-child interactions and fewer reported behavior problems in toddlerhood. These behavioral differences were small in magnitude in the study, but they reinforced the idea that a parent's consistent loving care in the first years is hard to replace. 2 terms per university year. I don't know, this is college, it's different. I'd have to look. I don't know. What makes parenting in early childhood so important? Economists and parental development. Economist and developmental psychologists note that skills acquired in the first few years make later learning and healthy development easier. These are referred to as, quote, dynamic complementarities. For instance, basic cognitive ability and socio-emotional skills formed in early childhood lead to better success in school, which in turn affects college attendance, job opportunities, and health in adulthood. Early investment in children have high returns. When children develop capacities like language, self-control, and curiosity at a young age, they are more able to absorb and benefit from education later on. Oh, you mean spending money on kids having things like food at school means that they do better and returns on the investment that the country makes in them? Oh. Early gains compound over time, whereas remediating skill gaps in adolescence is often less effective. This is consistent with finding forms. Well, it's almost like there's not really any social support for teenagers. Like, that's not really much of a thing. Or, like, even earlier than that. Like, if you're 10, you're kind of fucking on your own. This is consistent with finding from social experiments and developmental studies. High-quality preschool programs such as Perry Preschool Project in Michigan or the Carolina Abecedarian Project in North Carolina have demonstrated long-term improvements in educational attainment, earnings, and reduced crime, especially for at-risk children. How society benefits from intact families. Healthy and vibrant families create substantial positive externalities, meaning spillover benefits for others and everyone benefits. Yeah, a rising tide raises all ships, except for the ones with holes. In an analysis of U.S. cities, neighborhoods with high concentrations of single-parent households suffer from more crime than neighborhoods with predominantly two-parent families suffer. In particular, researchers found that in Chicago census, quote, tract with high levels of single-parent-headed households face 137% higher total crime rates, 226% higher violent crime rates, and 636 higher homicide rates compared to tract with low levels of single-parenthood. This is from a study by Charlottesville Institute for Family Studies from 2003, titled Exploring Links Between Family Structure and Crime. By contrast, areas where stable families are common and have greater public safety and fewer school problems. There is not there. Why is the these? I can't focus on that. These community levels effects hold even after accounting for poverty and other factors. What? Oh. It says you mean the history of redlining still has an ongoing long-term effect? Sociologist Robert Sampson famously observed that family structure is, quote, one of the strongest predictors of urban violence. Strong families provide supervision, role models, and social control that ripple outwards. When more children in a neighborhood are being well cared for and guided, peer influence improved, and crime falls. Notice how none of this has to do with your race nor your gender. They have not linked these things to gender at all. They just made that statement and then just never said anything about it. Likewise, economists have found that neighborhoods with more stable families foster upwards mobility for all children in the area. Oh, you mean people with money have more opportunities in the United States? Children from single-parent homes tend to have better economic outcomes when they grow up surrounded by many two-parent families, suggesting a positive peer effect or support network from a broader family-friendly community. You mean that it takes a village? That thing you were shitting on for like a whole chapter? Not that chapters are necessarily applicable to the way this document is laid out, but it's kind of, this document isn't really very well organized. It's kind of just really rambly. In fact, research on intergenerational mobility in the United States has identified the fraction of single-parent families in a community as the strongest predictor of a child's chances of rising out of poverty. You mean once you're in poverty, you have a hard time getting out of poverty? That thing that I said earlier about social and economic mobility? Even children of married parents do better when they live in communities with more two-parent families, suggesting that family stability yields benefits beyond its own childhood. Beyond its own household. Please tell me that they're trying to create like a pseudo-ethno state. I kick out all of the fucking pores. Strong families also bolster civic institutions and the social fabric of communities. That sounds like socialism and communism. Families are a primary source of socialization where children learn values such as cooperation, empathy, and responsibility. Maybe. They might learn that in their family. They might not learn that in their family. It's kind of a coin toss. It depends on the society overall. These traits later translate to active citizenship and community involvement. Do they? For example, parents who model volunteering or attending community meetings often inspire their children to become engaged in civic life. Communities with many people who have time and privilege to attend and do those kinds of things, you mean? I'm pretty sure the United States was recently calling empathy a sin. I might be I might be wrong about that, but I seem to recall that being something that was going around. Communities with many stable, nurturing families tend to have higher levels of social capital, a term for the networks of trust and mutual support among residents. You mean if you grow up around a bunch of rich people, you know a bunch of rich people, so you can conglomerate your money to give each other opportunities to make more money? Like that? Is that what you mean? Is that what you're talking about? Oh. Okay. Declines in two-parent... This document is driving me crazy. Declines in two-parent family formations in the late 20th century paralleled declines in civic engagement and social trust in America. Conversely, when families are strong, they reinforce norms of reciprocity and collective responsibility. Yeah, that's right. I know the word reciprocity, even by just seeing it. Yeah, that's right. Big words. Neighbors in family-oriented communities are more likely to watch out for each other's children, support local schools, and participate in civic organizations. You mean socialism? That's socialism. You're talking about socialism. Schools are socialism. Watch out for each other's children? You mean it takes a village? You mean that's actually, you're actually suggesting that in fact people are better off than to have more than two adults in their life around keeping an eye on them? So your entire point of having two parents falls flat? And also, you're now also implying that it doesn't matter if they're biological at all? I don't have anything good to throw. I have this glove. This creates a virtuous cycle. Well-supported children go into adults who strengthen schools, churches, and community groups, which in turn provides resources and social support for the next generation of families. Parents matter everywhere. A landmark, also, whatever, never mind, I'm gonna keep going. Parents Matter Everywhere, a landmark survey called the Global Flourishing Study by Gallup, spanning more than 200,000 respondents over 22 countries starting in 2023, provides more evidence that the relational quality of childhood, especially parent-child relationships, is strongly associated with adult well-being across multiple domains. Higher parent-child relationship quality predicts greater flourishing and better current mental health in adulthood, with effects that are both statistically and substantially meaningful. Yeah, if your parents aren't shit, you're probably gonna have an easier time. If you have adults around you that support you, you're probably gonna have an easier time. These associations, because this is also completely ignoring that whatever shit relationship you might have had in childhood is likely still a shit relationship in adulthood. So you've gone from people being an active detriment to people still being an active detriment to your mental health. That sounds like I need to pay for other people's children's education. Communism! I know, right? These associations tend to These associations extend, there we go, to economic capability. Early life conditions that include stable family structure, good childhood health, and strong relationship with parents correlate with higher financial well-being later in life. Pro-social behaviors follow a similar pattern. Parent-child relationship quality and related formative experience are linked to a greater likelihood of charitable giving and helping strangers, as well as higher rates of volunteering with some heterogeneity across countries. Am I pronouncing this word correctly? Heterogeneity. That's diversity. The word they're using is diversity. A composition of different parts. Diversity, guys. The white supremacists are talking about diversity, but they really didn't want to use the word diversity. Did they have to write the same thing in 24 different ways? Yes, they did. They're just saying the same thing over and over and over again. I'm glad you noticed. We've gotten nowhere in this document. The document hasn't actually... This is supposed to be, what the fuck is this document supposed to be again? It's supposed to be like a study or like a... Hold on, there's a word for what they called this. I can't remember. Policies that strengthen family relations in the early years may yield broad social returns. They may not only improve individual flourishing and financial resilience, but also contribute to the civic goods of trust, generosity, volunteerism in communities, and nations at scale. You mean when you're privileged enough to do those things? Manifesto. No, that's not the word they used. This document is supposed to be a thing. Hold on. Oh, it's a report. They claim this is a report. Supposedly. Allegedly. It does not seem to be a report. Oh god, I forgot that we're talking about the Brady Bunch. Ugh. I just can't wait to dump this out of my brain. Be gone, thought! Okay, we're around here somewhere. I left it highlighted so I would find it easier. Here we go. Marriage versus cohabitation. The benefits of the presence of both a mother and a father in a child's life are clear, but how much does marriage matter? Cohabitation is so common that it makes it hard to analyze the connection between... What do you mean? It being more common means that you should have a bigger data set. Oh, it describes it as over an hour read. That's an under. Yeah. Yes, it does. For example, the home environment and academic outcomes of children. Period. Oh. In 1960, I thought that was going to keep going. In 1968, 88% of households led by unmarried parents consisted of a single mother, while 12% had single fathers. Cohabitation was virtually non-existent. That trend has changed in subsequent decades. 20% of unmarried parents living with a child in 1997 were cohabitating, and by 2017 it was 35%. That does not mean that marriage has lost its relevance. One study of cohabitation trends found that 49% of college-educated cohabitating parents break up before their child turns 12, compared to 18% of married couples with similar levels of education. Oh, you mean it's harder to break up when there's a bunch of government paperwork involved and bureaucracy? I'm shocked. Truly. The instability of cohabitating relationships in the United States, that you haven't demonstrated, has led to an increase in the number of parents who have biological children with more than one partner, either within or outside of marriage. This multi-partner fertility phenomenon has implication for parents and their children. One study found that the proportion of young parents who met the clinical definition of depression was greater than those with children by more than one partner than it was for those with children by one partner. Fathers with children by multiple women are also less likely to live with all of their children. Yeah, probably. That's an assumption. Yes, it is. This is just fucking nonsense. A 2013 report from the Center for Disease and Control, for the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention on father involvement found that only 8% of all fathers in the study who lived apart from their young children ate with them every day. Yeah, because you're divorced. You're living apart. Of course you wouldn't be eating with your kids every day. Why do we care? What? What? That's stupid. 43% said they did not eat with their children at all, and 27% said that they did so once a week. Non-resident fathers across ethnic lines also seem to become less involved as their children get older. Something, 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 dog whistle, something, something, something. Racism. Only 3% of non-resident fathers with children ages 5 to 18 ate with them every day. More than 50% did not eat with their kids at all, and 32% just did so once a week. All right, so maybe dads need to get better, and there needs to be more shit socially in the social economic safety nets that enable men to be able to do this more often. And we need more practice and information and documents and easy education about how to co-parent. And yeah, courts have for a long time defaulted to parental ownership to the mothers, which is not good. You shouldn't just default that. Also, the statistics are flawed. Of course they are. A larger data set makes it harder to skew the desired result. I know, right? What a pain. Now tell me the benefits of eating with your child. No, they're not going to tell us what that is. The likelihood of child abuse is also greater in homes with an adult male who is not related to the children. Oh my god, we're going over this again. We already covered this in a prior video. If rates of cohabitation continue to rise... Wait, no, hold on. You can't jump from the rate of cohabitation and then the male who is not related to the children. Because you can cohabit... You can do this also with the dude who is related to the children. And also an adult male who is related to the children could be an uncle? Like, there's nothing to say it has to be a father based on what they've said. This is stupid. A misleading connection? What? Faulty correlation fallacy? What? If rates of cohabitation continue to rise and those unions retain their characteristic instability that we have loosely alluded to without demonstrating, then the future of American family life will be marked by increasingly complicated webs of co-parenting relationships, absent fathers, different custodial and biological mothers and fathers, often competitive relationships with half-siblings, and increased family instability. I mean, maybe the idea of the American dream family needs to die. Like, maybe that's okay. And also, maybe, like, you should be less toxic. And also, maybe, why do you think that this is, like, a fucking... fucking ancient China where we care about having half-siblings, and how are you gonna pass on your blood and your stuff because everybody's competing? What are people competing for? What are you talking about? Competitive relationships? For what? Grandpa's inheritance? What the fuck are you talking about? I would call this Tautology the movie. 1,000 Monkeys, 1,000 Typewriters, works of Shakespeare. This is one of the many failed attempts. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we already did that. The Monkeys already wrote Shakespeare. We are the monkeys. The divide, and it only took one, allegedly. It might have taken a few more, you know, there's some debate about Shakespeare and what he did and did not do, but, you know, like, monkeys. The divide between highly educated Americans who have lower unwed birth rates and poorer Americans who have high unwed birth rates means that children from households with the fewest resources are more likely to experience further social and economic deprivation in the absence of married parents. Holy shit, could you say more nonsense in that one sentence? Good God. While other socioeconomic factors account for some of the differences in these children's outcomes, marriage plays a major role. They still haven't explained really how. The benefits of marriage for children extended beyond individual families. Children living in neighborhoods with a larger share of married parents, for example, are more likely to enjoy upward mobility because they have more money. Getting married is expensive, even if they do not have married parents themselves, especially if you're doing a traditional marriage. Dads matter to children. This one is a personal attack. Dads matter to children. While it is natural for policymakers to frame the appeal of intact two-parent homes in terms of socio and economic outcomes, children also benefit personally from living with both father and mother under the same roof, and commitment of marriage is the best guarantor of that. Okay, but what are you talking about? It's easy? Really? It's natural for policymakers to frame the appeal of intact? Really? Is it? You haven't done it yet. We've been at this for hours. Each parent interacts with his or her children in unique ways that contribute to their development from birth. One correct sentence. The complementary nature of men and women, dog whistle time, both in physical and emotional terms, plays a large part of... Jesus. Knocking shit over. Plays a large part in how children come to engage in and understand the world. No one questions the critical role that mothers play in child development. Yes, we do! Because you're not actually talking about biological mothers, you're talking about maternal behavior. And maternal behavior is not exclusive to biological mothers. Quote unquote. But cultural acceptance of single parenthood is one sign that fathers, while acknowledged as important, are not seen as necessary in a world where more women have the economic resources to raise children alone. No! Big no! Because the acceptance of single parenthood should not mean this enforcement or this social reinforcement that the mother is naturally the better parent for the child to be with, because that is not true. Children can feel the dad difference, though. Healthy father-daughter relationship help girls to develop self-esteem. Citation is Katie Bone, B-O-H-N. Bone. That's an unfortunate last name. Closeness with dads may play special role in how kids play special role in how kids weather adolescence. Penn State, August 2nd, 2021. Father, daughters, and learning self-esteem. Psych Central last medically reviewed on January 5th, 2014. May. Dads also teach their sons valuable life lessons about strength and resilience through roughhousing. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking... I'm done. I'm done with this today. I'm not doing any more. I'm finishing this chunk and then I'm out. This next paragraph and then I'm fucking done. Actually, it is the next section, so that actually worked. Wow, that worked out really well. Go figure. I'm fucking done. God damn it. They're acting as if these things are exclusive, right? They're acting as if these things are exclusive, and they are definitively not. Definitively not exclusive. Further, good fathers give sons a role model to emulate and provide daughters with a template for the type of man they should desire. Stop, that's fucking weird. Stop being so fucking weird. Why are you so gross? This baffles me. Why am I fucking looking to my dad to find out what I find sexually attractive in a man and in my relationships? I don't like it. I don't want it. Go away. Stop reinforcing that. It's stupid. You're stupid. Fuck you. No, I was about to say, do mothers show boys what relationship they want to have in the future? And the answer is yes, and we need to stop doing that. The answer is yes, and we need to stop. Cease and desist. Daughters should desire their fathers. The right. Yeah, I know. This is... Oh. These people have been watching too much porn. Stop. Stop. Please. Don't do this. Children need both parents. No, they don't. Need is the wrong word. It's nice to have two adults that care about you in your life during early childhood development and as you're growing up into adulthood. But you don't have to. It's not a need. It's a good thing to have. And if you don't have that, clearly there should be socio-economic structures to help you. I took my daughter to see what's attractive, so why shouldn't my daughter do the same for me? Saying that as at POTUS Trump is like so many levels of wrong. I mean, there's already been multiple times where I've seen like, what's her name? Ivanka and Trump being fucking weird about their relationship. Like, he took her to Epstein's Island and also like was talking, like, and you see the look on her face. There is not a doubt in my mind that I don't know, I can't prove it, but I in my brain I'm like, there's no way she was not sexually assaulted as a child. There's no way she wasn't. She has to have been. The way she reacts, the way she responds, the way she speaks in all of these fucking interviews, whenever her dad is around, the way her dad talks about her, the fucking Epstein correlation, you cannot, the fucking weird pictures of her sitting in his lap and shit. There's no way. There's fucking no way in hell that she wasn't assaulted as a child. There's no way. Or even up to recently. Who's to say she hasn't been assaulted recently? Anyway, I don't know this. I'm not stating this as a fact. But damn it, there's no way. Anyway. Children need both parents, and it should not be controversial to state that the two people who create a baby are generally the two best equipped individuals to raise that child. You know, if it's so easy, you probably could have, you know, demonstrated that in your fucking report, guys. Though a father residing with his children does not necessarily mean that he is married to the mother, the percentage of children living with two unmarried parents is in the single digits across every ethnic group. Okay, that doesn't mean it's not a big number. You're still talking about a percentage of the United States. Even if it's 4% of the United States, how come single digit numbers are not a big deal when you're talking about, like, not a big deal when you're talking about COVID, but seem like a big deal when it's whatever. That means the best way to ensure that more children grow up in loving homes with both parents and active, involved fathers is to promote marriage as the cornerstone of family life. The benefits of marriage are simply too large to ignore. Then demonstrate that. They didn't do any of that in this shit. Good God. They keep stating these things as if they've already proven them, but it's a complete non sequitur from whatever they actually fucking post or whatever they actually say. What a piece of shit document this is. Good God. We're actually getting through it a lot faster because I started reading it faster and stopped fucking picking on every single thing, and also because it's repetitive, so I'm just not repeating myself as much. We are like $10 away from the goal, I think. Yeah, actually $8. We're $8 away from this goal up here. But we're on cultural and behavioral obstacles to family formation. The link to this is down below if you want to read it for yourself, or you want to look at the citations, or you want to check anything out. You can go and do that. I'm going to start doing this one once a week, so that way I have time to do other things, because focusing on just trying to burn through this is burning a hole in my brain, and I can't deal with that. So, and I don't want to deal with that. So for my own mental health, we're going to do this once a week as opposed to like every time on Tuesday. That would be Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we're just going to do this on Tuesdays. Maybe on Thursday I'm going to watch one of Wolf's videos, because there was one that I wanted to look at and cover because I think it's important to sort of demonstrate the point. But I don't know if I'll do that this Thursday or if I'm going to wait till next week. Also, there's gonna be a stream a little bit later in an hour, ish. I am going to be cooking, so I'm going to be making loaded fries. So I'm gonna be getting potatoes and cheese and onions and ground pork and garlic, probably. I don't have any sour cream, sorry. Document is too much, so you're going to watch Wolf instead. Shut up. Listen, I don't... Oh, I've been hit. You got me. Maybe we can do 1 day of this shit, 1 day of Harvard stuff. But that limits it's gonna take us a long time to go through Harvard if we're only doing 1-2 hour stint a week. That's gonna be really slow. But, I mean, I guess that's fine. How many mega cloves of garlic? I don't know, probably a spoonful of pre-minced garlic. And then I'm just gonna look through my fridge and see what else is in there. And throw it on. Because that's kind of the way I live my life. $8, you say, says Jason. Yeah, that gets us to the goal. Yay! Congratulations. We've made it to the goal. And what does that mean? Oops. What did that just do? Oh, it went to an extended one because that's full. This is, I borrowed this, I took this, Dapper gave this to me, so when it hits 100%, it goes to the extended goal of Dapper Tutu. I don't own a tutu. So, cow costume for this Friday. This Friday's Dumbfuck Friday. Yeah. So, that's gonna be that. Pizza crust loaded fries. I don't have pizza crust. And I'm not making pizza dough. I already made dough last time. I don't want to do it again. do a mix between the cow and the bunny suit? No, we're just gonna do the cow one this time. Everybody voted on the cow. Everybody's been yelling at me to do the cow, so I will do the cow. We'll do the cow. We'll do the cow. How much of the cow costume? The whole thing. I'll do the whole thing. Yeah, no, I'll do the bottom half. I'll do the bottom half, don't worry. Every Friday is Dumbfuck Friday in the United States. That's okay, because every Friday is Dumbfuck Friday here, except for once a month, because it's not. Because we're doing stuff with Landon. Fuck. I didn't think that through. Alright, I'm leaving. I'm done. Get me out of here. Fuck off. Next Tuesday, I'll be live on Dapper's channel. Tomorrow's my day off, but I will be, there's a video coming out that I recommend you guys check out. It's gonna premiere. It's more Contempt stuff. Can you wear a cowbell around your neck and be loud and annoying? No, I don't have one of those. I do have like a little bell choker, I think, that I might be able to wear, maybe? That might have broke, I'm not sure. Anyway, Dumbfuck Saturday for you. Hell yeah. Utterly amazing. Yeah, I'll wear the cow costume on Friday. Hopefully you guys will like it. It'll be a good time. I'm leaving. That's stupid. This is stupid. This document sucks ass. Okay, bye.
Scared, Daddy?